everybody, and welcome to Module 2, Lesson 4. We're going to be talking about something called elapsed time today, and then for the next couple of lessons as well. So elapsed time, that's the word, elapsed, is the time that passes between two or more events. So we're figuring out the time, how long it takes for two different events to happen, a total combined amount of time. Math-wise, you could also add these, but not always, because it's going to be at odd different times, so it makes it harder to add, especially when we go past the hour, which we won't do for a minute. One of my favorite strategies to teach for this is mountains, hills, and rocks. So here's my key. Mountains look like a giant V, which would show you a 1 hour increment. Hills are a bump. They can be anywhere from 5 to 30 minutes. I tend to do 5, 10, and 30-minute intervals depending on the math problem. And then rocks are little tiny bumps that are 1 minute. So that kind of shows you how to do it. So when you come over here, we were looking to see how much time is between 7:30 and 9:04. So that's our time frame right there. I didn't map it out like we do what we've been doing because I'm showing a little bit of a different thing right now. But if I want to do elapsed time, I'm going to jump from 7:30 to 8:30. I'm going to try to keep my math as evenly distributed as possible. So it's easy to jump from 1 hour, 7:30 to 8:30. So that's 1 hour. So that's why I drew a mountain there. Then I'm going to go a 30-minute hump. That's why that hump is bigger than these ones, because these are my rocks. That's my hill. From 8:30 to 9 would be 30 minutes. So I jumped a hump there. Then one little hump for each minute after that, because we're going to 9:04. So I did do minute intervals there. So that'd be 9, 9:01, 9:02, 9:03, 9:04. I stopped there because that's where we ended for this math lesson. But this could go on if we were doing more. But I have 1 minute, and this is 1 minute, 2, 1 minute, 1 minute, 1 minute. So when I'm trying to figure out how much the total is, then you add up your mountains, hills, and rocks to find your elapsed time. So we take 1 hour, because we jumped 1 hour, 30 minutes, and 1 2 3 4 minutes. 1 hour and 34 minutes from 7:30 to 9:04. So over here just tells you the answer. From 7:30 to 9:04, it is 1 hour and 34 minutes. So that's kind of why what we do is we have to kind of map it out. I like this strategy the best. I find it the easiest for me to organize. If you have a different strategy, feel free to use it. You can add things up, but I caution you to not do that just yet, because then we're going to go past the hour mark, and that makes it even more tricky. So I'm going to give us a problem to practice. So I'm going to draw an interval here, and I'm going to say that I start cooking dinner it took me 42 minutes to cook dinner last night. Who we joking? Because I don't cook dinner. That's my husband. We're going to say my husband took 42 minutes to cook dinner last night, and he finished cooking at 5:56. So we're going to do 5:56 means we start at 5 o'clock, and then we're going to end at 6 o'clock. I'm going to put them 30 in the middle, just to remember. So I'm going to do 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. I should just label as I go. That might be easier. 35, 40, 45, 50, 55. All right, so that is my intervals, my 5-minute intervals from 5 to 6 o'clock. It took me 42 minutes to cook dinner last night. And I finished cooking at 5:56. So I have to find 5:56 first, and then I'm going to count back for that. But I'm going to do my I finish at 5:56. So I'm going to do, that's 5:55, and one more interval right there. Boom, that's my end time. I'm going to write it right there. 5:56. So, and then I have to count back. I'm going to actually go backwards on this one. I need to go back. It took Scott 42 minutes to cook. He was grilling me some chicken speedies. So it took 42 minutes for that to happen. So I need to go back 42 minutes. So if I go back one rock right here, so I go from 56 to 55. So that's 1 minute right there. Then I can jump into some hills. So I'm going to do some hill jumping. I'm going to do 42 minutes of it. So I'm going to cross out that because I already did 1 minute. So I'm going to do, I have 41 minutes left. So I'm going to do a 10-minute jump. I could do 5. I'm going to do 10. So this would be 1 jump, 2 jumps. That's 10 minutes, 5, 10. So I'm going to jump back to here. So that's 10 minutes. I'm actually going to write it in my hill right there. And I'm also going to say that I took away 1 minute, so it'd be 55. I'm going to take away 10 minutes now, so that'd be 5, 45. Oh, look, it's right there too. Anyway, so I can check my work. That brings it down to 31 minutes. So I'm going to do another jump back 5, 10. So I'm going to do 10. I'm going to do minus 10 here. So that'd be 5, 35. Cross that off. So I need 21 minutes left to map out. I'm going to jump another 10, 5, 10. That would be 5, 25. Cross that out. Make that 11 minutes left on that one. Going to jump back another 10 minutes there. So that would be minus 10. I forgot my minus 10. So that'd be 5, 15 is where I'm at right now. Cross that out. I'm 10, take away 11 would be, I have 1 minute left. So I'm going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I'm going to hop right there. That's where I am. So I'm going to have minus 1 minute right there. So I'm going to cross that out. So I'm going to take 1 minute away from 5 minutes and 15 seconds so that I have 5 minutes and 14 or 5. It's 5:14. I'm sorry about that. I got that confused. When Scott started cooking dinner. So in order for him to cook dinner, he would have to do it at 5:14. This hills and mountain strategy helps out a lot because it makes it easier for you to go back and forth, but you also kind of map it. So Scott started cooking dinner at 5:14. So I'm going to erase this. We're going to try another one to practice. This one might be a forward one. I can't remember. All right, so Henry starts riding his bike at 3:12 p.m. and he rides for 36 minutes. So we want to know what time does he stop. So he's gonna ride at start at 3:12. So I'm gonna draw my number line. 3:12 means we're gonna start at 3 o'clock. Middle line, and then end at 4. That's 30. So we're going to do 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, 45, 50, 55. So I'm going to do 5, 10, 15, 20. Whoops, that's 12. 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, 45, 50, 50, and 5. So I've got it mapped out and I'm looking to see, he starts at 3:12. So I'm going to find 3:12. So I'm going to actually add my lines in. 1, 2, 3, 4. Right there is 3:12. So I'm going to actually do this right here. 3:12. That's when Henry starts riding. He's going to ride for 36 minutes. So I'm going to put that 36 a little lower. I'm going to put it right here so I can kind of mess with it a little bit. 36 minutes. So you can sometimes start with pebbles. You can sometimes start with rocks, and sometimes you can start with hills. Just depends on where you're lining up. So this time we're going forward because we want to know what time he finishes riding his bike. So we're going to do little hops. So that's the 3:12. We're going to do 1, 2, 3. That's 3 minutes right there. So I'm going to cross that off. 36 minus 3 would be 33. So you have 33 minutes left to hop. So you can hop by 5s, you can hop by 10s, you can hop by 30s if you want to. I'm going to hop by 10s just so it's good practice for us. So we're going to hop here. 1, 2 would be, that's in 1 10-minute mark right there. So I'm going to cross that out and make that 23. Now you could add the time up as you go, but your timeline should also tell you where you're at. So I'm going to do another 10 minutes, 5, 10. That's 10 minutes right there. So that's 13 left, 5, 10. That's another 10 minutes right there. That leaves us with 3 minutes. I'm going to do 45, 46, 47, 48, 49, 50. So I need to do 1 little hop, 2 little hops, and 3 little hops. So right there is where he finishes out. So I could do this with 45, 46, 47, 48. So that ends up on 48. And then this is 3, 48. You could also add these together to figure out your time frames. I discourage doing that. I want you to practice doing it this way because eventually we're going to move past hours. So we're going to go on. So when you do get into hours, it makes it a little trickier. So this is excellent practice when you're doing these. So elapsed time. So if Henry leaves at 3:12, he rides for 36 minutes. He will be finished at 3:48. All right. So nice job, everybody. We're going to do one more to practice it out. So we're going to do, if I can start exercising at 7:12 and I finish, I'm going to put start, and then I finish at 7:53. How long do I spend exercising? So if I start at 7:12 and finish at 7:53, how long do I spend exercising? So I'm going to draw out my number line. I'm going to start at 7:38. I'm going to do 5, 10, 15, 20, 25. So 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, 45, 50, 55, 35, 40, 45, 50, 55. And that would be 60 for 8 o'clock. So we're going to start at 7:12. So I'm going to do 1, 2 right there, 3, 4. That would bring me 15. That's when I start. And then I also know when I finish. So that is 50, 51, 52, 53, 54. So 53. I know my start time. So I start here at 7:12. I know my end time. 7:53. I know those two things. I want to know how much time is in between them. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to do my little hops. I'm going to go forward. I'm going to do 1, 2, 3 little hops. So that's 3 minutes. Then I'm going to do 10-minute increments. I'm going to do there. So that's 10. So 3 plus 10 would be 13 minutes so far. Then I'm going to do another 10. I'm going to add that top part to this bottom part right here. So that would be 23 minutes. And I'm not going to stop until I get to 53. So I'm at 35 right now. So I'm going to do another 10 minutes, which would be 33 minutes. And then, ooh, that's going to be a 5-minute interval. That's going to be 5. So that'd be 38. And then I have 1, 2, 3. So 38 plus 3 would be 41. So I work out for 41 minutes. This method with the rocks and the hills and the mountains is really effective. It helps me to really map out really well how to do it. So just a heads up, that's the method that we're going to be using. All right, that was a module 2, lesson 4.